Maths Assignment 3. Part 1. Create the 0745 worksheet. Create a new spreadsheet workbook and enter the data shown. So I have that done. Tip. Weekdays can be copied using the fill handle. Enter Monday and drag the fill handle downward to enter the remaining days. This only works when the days are in sequence. Rename Sheet 1 as 0745. Calculate total ticket sales at each station. So that's basically the sum of the column. And we can copy that across for the other stations. Calculate the grand total for ticket sales. So that's equal sum. And I can do the sum of the total ticket sales row. Apply the cell styles listed. So A1 is to be in title style. A2 is to be in explanatory style. A4 to H4 is to be in accent 1. A11 and A13 are also to be in accent 1. And A5 to H9 is to be in 20% accent 1, as are B11 to H11 and B13. Part 2. Create the 1100 hours worksheet. Rename Sheet 2 as 1100 hours. Enter the data shown. Calculate ticket sales and grand total as before. And we can use the fill handle to copy that into the other totals. And the grand total would be the sum of the totals. And format as before. Because this is laid out in exactly the same way as the previous table, a quick way of doing this would be to click on the 0745, highlight the relevant cells, click on Format Painter, go to the 1100 hours sheet and highlight the corresponding cells in that particular worksheet. And when I lift my finger off the mouse, it applies the same formatting. Part 3. Create the 1510 worksheet. Rename an empty worksheet as 1510. Well, I've already inputted the information, but 1510 and enter the data shown. I have done that. Calculate total ticket sales and grand total as before. And again, we need to format it in a uniform way to the previous ones. So again, the simplest way to do that is to highlight the relevant cells of the 0745 worksheet. Click Format Painter, click into the 1510 worksheet and highlight the corresponding cells in that. Finally, Part 4. Create the summary worksheet. Rename an empty worksheet as Weekly Ticket Sales. In fact, I've already inputted the data, so this worksheet is not empty. Enter the data shown. I've already done that. Calculate total weekly ticket sales for each day at each station using linking formulas to add data from the 0745, 1100 hours and 1510 worksheets. So the simplest way to do that is to click into B5, type equal, go to the 0745 worksheet, click on Galway Monday in that worksheet, type a plus, click on the 1100 hours worksheet, click on Galway Monday in that worksheet, type plus, and go to the 1510 worksheet, click on the Galway Monday cell for that sheet, and we're now finished, so we press enter. So if we look at that formula in the formula bar, it's equal to single quotation mark 0745, single quotation mark, exclamation mark B5. So that's instructing the computer to go to the sheet 0745 and find the figure in cell B5, plus single quotation mark 1100, single quotation mark, exclamation mark B5. So it's asking it to then add the cell B5 from the 1100 worksheet, plus single quotation mark 1510, single quotation mark, exclamation mark B5, and add on the 1510 worksheet cell B5. It's very important when you've established the last part of the formula to then immediately press enter, or you will mess up the formula. Because we've laid out the weekly ticket sales sheet in the exact same way as we laid out the 0745, 1100 and 1510 sheets, we can simply copy that formula down for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday in Galway. And once we've done that, that column of formulas for Monday to Friday in one station can be copied across to the other stations. Question 4 asks us to calculate total ticket sales and grand total as before. The total ticket sales we calculate as before. And the grand total we calculate as before. Question 5 says apply the cell styles. So we're going to do as we did before. We'll go to the 0745 worksheet. We have the relevant cells highlighted. We'll click on Format Painter. We'll go to Weekly Ticket Sales and we'll highlight the corresponding block of cells in that particular worksheet. And as soon as we release the finger on the mouse or the trackpad, we get the formats painted onto that worksheet. Finally, in the 0745 worksheet, change Monday tickets to Galway to 270. Press enter. Verify the following in the 0745 worksheet. Total ticket sales for Galway is now 955. Grand total is now 3275. Verify the following in the weekly ticket sales worksheet. Monday's total for Galway is now 391. Total ticket sales for Galway is now 1415. And the grand total is now 5011. And save the spreadsheet as Ticket Sales Galway Dublin Route. And that's the end of that video.